Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Step Forward, the channel for useful knowledge to help you grow into your best self through great books. This week I want to share the core insights and interpretation of a book called When the Body Says No, with the subtitle The Cost of Hidden Stress by Dr. Gabor Maté. He's a renowned physician and the author of several best-selling books that have been translated into over 30 languages. He was awarded the Order of Canada, the highest honor for Canadian citizens. His research in various fields like chronic illness, attention deficit, the impact of psychological trauma, and parent-child relationships has won numerous awards and helped millions improve their physical and mental health. The book we're talking about today, When the Body Says No, is a profound work resulting from years of in-depth research and his medical experience. This book discusses how anger and psychological stress affect the body's health. If, deep down, you're harboring stress you're not even aware of or can't express, if you're bottling up anger, if you don't know how to say no to things, your body will speak up for you. Reading this book will help you understand that one of life's most important lessons is learning how to make peace with your own body to maintain good health for the rest of your life. All right, let's dive into today's topic. The flaw in modern medicine. The mind-body connection has long been ignored. I wonder if you've ever had this experience. When a part of your body hurts, you go to the hospital, find a specific department that can treat and alleviate the pain in that particular part. Then you're assigned to a doctor who asks you where it hurts, what your physical symptoms are, and everything is evaluated based solely on your physical structure. A while back, when my mom was dealing with a chronic digestive issue, I took her to several hospitals, even consulting top specialists in the field. All the doctors just prescribed medication for her to take day after day. However, her condition didn't improve much. At that time, I felt completely helpless. It wasn't until I read this book that I understood something crucial. When your body is sick, you can't rely entirely on doctors to heal you, because modern medicine itself has its shortcomings. The key to a safe recovery largely depends on you, on whether you can maintain the unity of mind and body. So what is modern medicine missing? It emphasizes the principle of dualism. What's dualism? It's the way we perceive and define the world and ourselves based on Newtonian physics from a few hundred years ago, which separates parts and recognizes the independent existence of two entities. When people think about things around them, about others or themselves, we naturally tend to divide them into two categories: male, female, good, bad, individual, collective, and so on. It's the same in modern medicine. Modern medicine has always separated the body and the mind. Most treatment processes are based on the body's structure, on physical and chemical changes within the body to find the relationship between the body and the disease. Moreover, the more specialized the doctor is in a particular field, the deeper their understanding of a specific organ and its corresponding diseases. The advantage of this is that doctors can immediately provide appropriate treatment based on the complex division of bodily functions. It can help you relieve pain quickly, but it can't cure the root cause of many diseases because it has a major problem. It has lost the holistic perspective. Doctors rarely see a person as a complete whole worthy of observation and analysis. They only focus on the patient's diseased area. If a doctor doesn't consider the patient's mind, doesn't care about their life development, work, love, or other aspects, it's very difficult to make a comprehensive assessment and achieve healing. The story starts with a patient named Mary. Mary is 40 years old, small in stature, with a gentle personality, and has 3 children. She's very friendly to everyone. Friends always feel a sense of warmth when they think of her. One day, she suffered a small injury, seemingly insignificant, but it nearly cost her her entire life. Her finger was pricked by a needle. However, that small wound didn't heal for months. In medicine, this condition is known as Raynaud's phenomenon. When affected by low temperatures or psychological pressure, the small arteries that supply blood to the fingers constrict, causing narrowing and loss of blood flow to the fingertips. leading to the formation of black sores.
To treat the sores, Mary was hospitalized multiple times over a year for surgeries. Later, due to unbearable throbbing pain, she was forced to request the amputation of her finger. But the amputation didn't stop the condition from worsening. Eventually, even the strongest dose of anesthetics couldn't alleviate her pain. To make matters worse, Mary was later diagnosed with scleroderma. This is a type of autoimmune disease in which the immune system attacks the body's own internal organs, causing damage to organs like joints and internal viscera. So what was causing this internal civil war in her body? Initially, the doctor couldn't find a specific cause, so he could only prescribe anti-inflammatory and pain relief drugs, perform surgeries to remove the sores, improve blood circulation, and then use some physical therapy to try to prevent Mary from losing her mobility. But none of this stopped the situation from getting worse. Until one day, a powerful thought suddenly flashed through the author's mind. He thought that Mary was enduring immense suffering. Perhaps she needed to be heard. He went to Mary, sat down with her, and asked sincerely, "Can you tell me your story?" An astonishment appeared on the middle-aged woman's face, as if no one had ever said that to her before. But she slowly began to recount her experiences. She had been abandoned by her biological parents as a child. After going through several foster homes, she was abused and mistreated. In her mind, she always had a childhood image of herself as a 7-year-old big sister, holding her younger sister tightly in her arms, while downstairs, her drunken foster father was in a furious rage, frequently beating them. When asked if she was scared and if she had ever told anyone about such horrific experiences, she said sadly, "I was the oldest child. If I was scared, who would protect everyone? I could only swallow all my emotions and not tell anyone." For all these years, Mary had always pretended to forget that experience. She never shared these feelings with anyone, not even her husband of 20 years, or even with herself. She believed she had to be the responsible one, before for her sister, and now for her husband and children. That's why, even as her condition worsened, she could never truly focus on herself. So Mary's terrible illness actually stemmed from an invisible pressure imprisoned in her heart for a long time. So when the mind and body cannot be united, we cannot face our own pressures and don't know how to refuse things that continue to cause us stress and suffering. The author realized that Mary's body was doing what her mind could not. That is, when long-term emotional pressure cannot be released and reaches a certain point, the body will speak up in the form of illness, while also causing the relentless progression of other diseases. And in reality, many of us are like Mary, hiding our pressure for the sake of others so as not to worry those around us and swallowing our pain. But in fact, looking deeper, this is because you yourself have a fear, an expectation, and you have to hide the pain to protect yourself. And this is how we turn pressure into illness. When we recognize that we are under pressure but believe that this pressure is necessary and good for our development, we need to be wary. Be cautious with all pressure. It can be said that the limit of what the human body can endure is also the dividing line between good pressure and bad pressure. So where is this limit? This will vary for each individual. However, there is a basic standard to help you recognize if it's bad pressure. If a person frequently experiences recurring physiological issues like stomach pain, insomnia, difficulty sleeping, frequent acne, bad breath, rapid heartbeat, fatigue, sweating, frequent urination, headaches, or also exhibits behavioral signals like irritability, impulsiveness, excessive anxiety, easily angered, compulsive shopping or eating, etc., then these are all symptoms that the body is showing to let you know you're under bad pressure. First, that pressure comes from clear external problems. Second, it may come from deep within, from fear or the need to meet an expectation from yourself or others. And most of these fears and expectations can stem from past traumas. Therefore, when you receive these signals from your body, you need to stop, ask yourself, and analyze carefully. Where is my pressure coming from? Am I avoiding stress in my life? How should I act to help my mind and body unite? So what is the method for self-healing? For this, the author provides us with 7 steps. I have synthesized and optimized them into 4 specific steps that are suitable for real-life situations. The specific steps are as follows.
First, recognize and accept that your mind and body are not in harmony. When pressure comes, some people will resolutely tell themselves, "I want to overcome this pressure. I can't be defeated." This is actually a mistaken belief. From a psychological perspective, stress is not meant to be overcome, nor does it disappear without reason. It requires us to release and liberate it from within. People who try to overcome stress are actually rejecting their current state, not daring to face the anxiety from within, and then numbing themselves. Usually, the more you do this, the more stress will accumulate in your heart, and over time, it will affect your health. So, when pressure appears, we must truly feel the pressure from our hearts and accept that we are in a state of being under pressure. Once we have accepted that we are under pressure and our mind and body are not in harmony, this helps us move to the second step, allowing yourself to be angry, releasing suppressed emotions, and reclaiming your autonomy. I don't know when it happened, but the ability to laugh when you want to laugh, cry when you want to cry, and get angry when you need to has become a distant luxury for many, because most adults believe that showing emotions like that is immature, and that showing anger in front of others is inappropriate behavior. But in fact, anger is not bad. It is considered a positive emotion physiologically. It can help you improve your metabolism, excite your emotions, and at the same time make you focused. However, many studies have shown that excessive anger is a significant cause of cardiovascular disease. Therefore, we need to note that the anger emphasized here is the anger of suppressed emotions, not the type of impulsive, irritable outbursts. What we have to do is release the anger that is already there. Releasing anger is actually about taking back control, adjusting your state, and regulating your perceptions and behaviors. So after you can acknowledge yourself, express the emotions from stress and pressure, to truly take back control, the next point for healing is to find real connection again. In the end, we as humans always need connection. Connection is a person's link to the world, the emotional cord that connects us to our family, lover, friends, and those around us. But many people feel that when they suppress their emotions, they also lose this connection. Real connection does not depend on others, but originates from one's own feelings and connecting with others independently. Therefore, we must learn to adjust, to rebuild the connection with family, lovers, and friends. Listen to your heart and ask yourself, how do I see the people around me? And how do I feel about them? How can I seek support from them? When we look back at these feelings, we will truly find connection. Finally, a very important step is to affirm to yourself that you are on the path of self-healing. Why do you have to find a way to heal your mind and body? Because your body is speaking up. It's sick. So, it's time you need to declare who you are to yourself and the world, to affirm your existence. The reason for doing this is that many people, especially when they are sick, always feel useless, thinking that when they are sick, not only can they not do anything, but they also drag down their whole family, causing family members to change their lives. At this point, you will deny and abandon yourself. But this actually puts you in a vicious cycle. Therefore, we must learn to affirm ourselves, to see our existence as a declaration that we are moving toward an important goal, which is to achieve healing both physically and mentally. So, these are the core ideas of this book. What is your body saying? Listen to it. My dear friends, after many videos on different books, you will see that I am trying to tell you about 2 very important words in your life. For the body, it is about balance. For the soul, it is about achieving unity.
A balanced diet and nutrition, a balance of sleep and rest, exercise, being close to nature, getting sunlight, this is the best way to treat your body. As for unity, I really hope you can learn to unify your inner and outer self, to live true to yourself, to eliminate all internal conflicts. And now we need one more unity, which is to ensure the complete harmony of body and mind.
You will see that self-healing turns out to be about learning to de-stress with autonomy, or learning to say no, to refuse external pressures with psychological mastery, and no longer being the good person who only quietly withdraws or explodes in a fit of rage. Face your inner self. Find out who you are, why you have that stress, or what your illnesses are trying to tell you. If you dare to make a choice and act on it, your body will naturally not get sick. I hope we can all cherish this unity of body and mind. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those who need it. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Support me with a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch the latest videos every week. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.